Normally I have like a PowerPoint, but I think I can do it pretty well with that. So, but thanks for having me, guys. I'm really excited to be here. Came here from Austin. I recently moved there. I used to practice oil and gas law in Midland, and took this job, and or as my dad used to call Austin, he used to call it the People's Republic of Austin, and it's definitely a different place. So it's good to be back in West Texas. But I'll just kind of go into it, and it'll be real informal. If y'all just want to ask me questions, y'all feel free to do so. What I'm here to talk to y'all about is Proposition 7. It's going to be on the statewide ballot in November 3rd, and early voting starts October 19th. And we're expecting a low voter turnout, except in Houston, because Houston has a mayor race, so it's real important for people to get out. If you do vote, please get out there and do it and support this. But what it is essentially, I'll go into the details, but and I'll try not to bore you too much with transportation funding. But the reason that we got to this point is essentially Texas has a coming storm, so to speak, transportation-wise, with our funding. It's been said that 1,000 people move to Texas a week. I've even heard number 1,500 move to Texas a week. So you've got a growing population, and most of our roads are paid for with the gas tax, which in Texas it's roughly 34 cents. That's with federal and state gas taxes combined, one of the lowest, no, actually the lowest in the country as far as taxes are concerned. And we have not raised the gas tax on the federal or state level since 1992, the first year of Bill Clinton's administration. And the other problem is that cars are getting more and more fuel efficient, and it's not a reliable source of funding anymore for roads, because the prices of oil fluctuate so much. You really just don't know what you're going to get, and TxDOT has to plan 20, 30 years in advance to do a project, and you don't know, well, is the money going to be there or not? Another problem is that, and I don't have to tell anybody here this, that the federal government can't seem to get anything done. And we have, the House and Senate is controlled by the same party, but they can't agree on how to fix the federal funding, which the current Highway Trust Fund, which is what they use to pay for all the roads federally, is insolvent. And so we literally don't know if we're going to be getting that money or not. Luckily, TxDOT has planned for this type of thing, but most states, they're just having to stop their projects, because their road projects, because they're just like, well, I don't know if I'll have the money or not. So that's another problem. The third problem is inflation. The cost of roads has gone up 80% since 2002. So $1 worth of road funding in 1992 is now worth 40 cents today. So it's effectively like we've been, cutting and cutting and cutting. So what they did was, in 2010, TxDOT commissioned the 2030 study, and they had civic leaders from across the state look around and review the process and determine how much does TxDOT need every year in order to maintain our congestion levels and our road quality levels at 2010's level in 2030. They determined that TxDOT would need $10.8 billion a year. And TxDOT had a gap of $4 to $5 billion a year at that point for the mark we needed. That $10.8 billion I'm talking about, that's not for like new roads. We're talking about like maintenance of roads. We're talking about just keeping the roads up. And so that's one problem. Another big problem, though, is the Panama Canal is going to be doubling its capacity by 2016. So a lot of freight traffic is going to be coming through Texas that was never there before. And in fact, freight traffic is going to be doubling at the rate of commuter traffic. And to top it all off, the current fiscal system, and a federal fiscal system, Texas is one of 4 donor states. So not only do we pay for all of our own roads, we have to pay for other people's roads throughout the country. So for every dollar we put into the federal system, we only get 95 cents back. And we're only one of 4 states that does that. So you can see that there's like a confluence of problems that are quickly approaching us. Currently, the average Texan spends $1,500, or rather wastes $1,500 a year in traffic, Even in rural areas, like that's accrued for because rural roads are by far the most dangerous roads in the state.